For months, speculation swirled like a storm. Sam Heughan, the Scottish actor beloved for his portrayal of Jamie Fraser in Outlander, had dropped hints of an impending wedding but left fans grasping at shadows when it came to the identity of his mysterious bride. Theories bloomed across social media. Was it a longtime secret partner, a Hollywood insider, or even, as many romantically hoped, his co-star Katrina Balfe? But when the truth finally came out, it was so unexpected, so surreal, that it left the fandom stunned and Hollywood in an uproar. The bride was none other than Dakota Johnson. The revelation hit like a lightning strike. Dakota Johnson, star of the 50 Shades of Grey franchise, daughter of Hollywood royalty Melanie Griffith and Don Johnson, and an actress who has built a reputation as both enigmatic and effortlessly cool, was suddenly at the center of Sam's fairytale-turned-scandal. It was a pairing no one had predicted. Their names had never been tied together in gossip columns, their paths had rarely intersected publicly, and yet, behind the curtain of celebrity secrecy, they had found each other. The news broke through a major entertainment outlet that claimed exclusive confirmation of Dakota's identity as Sam's fiancée. Within minutes, the internet was ablaze. Headlines screamed across the globe. Sam Heughan's bride revealed. It's Dakota Johnson. Hashtags like #Sam and Dakota, #Heughan wedding, and #Outlander shock trended worldwide. Fans who had spent years dissecting every interview, every Instagram post, every on-screen glance between Sam and Katrina suddenly felt blindsided. The fantasy narrative of Jamie and Claire extending into real life evaporated in an instant. The reactions from fans ranged from heartbreak to fury. Some congratulated Sam and Dakota, praising their ability to keep a relationship private in an age where every detail of celebrity life is exposed. Others, however, felt betrayed. He built his image on mystery, on being the bachelor we could all dream about, one longtime fan wrote on Twitter. And now we find out he's been hiding this all along? I feel duped. The sense of betrayal was compounded by Dakota Johnson's identity. To many, she represented a different world. Hollywood royalty with a lineage steeped in fame and scandal, and a career marked by provocative roles and bold choices. Some fans embraced her, arguing that her independent spirit matched Sam's. Others, however, accused her of being the opposite of what they imagined for him. Dakota Johnson as Sam's bride? This is beyond shocking. She's everything we didn't expect, one fan commented, echoing the disbelief of thousands. The media wasted no time fanning the flames. Tabloids dredged up Dakota's high-profile past relationships, from musicians to actors, painting her as a controversial figure. Articles with lurid headlines like, "From 50 Shades to Fraser," "Dakota Johnson's Shocking Leap," or "Sam Heughan's Bride Revealed. Fans Aren't Happy," dominated the news cycle. Old photos of Dakota at red carpet events resurfaced, now captioned as, "Future Mrs. Heughan." The frenzy was relentless. What truly rattled the fandom, however, was the contrast between Sam's carefully cultivated image and Dakota's Hollywood persona. For over a decade, Sam had positioned himself as grounded, private, and almost untouchable in terms of scandal. Dakota, on the other hand, carried the aura of a Hollywood insider, sharp, witty, occasionally divisive, and undeniably famous in her own right. For many fans, the pairing felt jarring, a clash between two worlds they had never imagined colliding. Even as some corners of social media celebrated the unexpected romance, others erupted in outrage. "He's changed," one fan lamented in a viral post. "This isn't the Sam we've supported for years. He kept us in the dark, and now he expects us to accept this?" Another wrote, "Dakota Johnson? Really? Of all people? This feels like betrayal." The backlash was so intense that #SamBlasted trended globally, as furious posts filled timelines, dragging Sam for what fans saw as secrecy, deception, and poor judgment. The most devastating aspect of the reveal was how it reshaped the narrative around Sam and Katrina. For years, fans had clung to the dream that their on-screen romance might hold a kernel of truth. With Dakota stepping into the role of bride, that dream was shattered. Many felt that the reveal was more than just shocking, it was heartbreaking. "It's not just about Sam marrying Dakota," one fan wrote. "It's about losing the fantasy we've believed in for 10 years." By the end of the day, the backlash was impossible to ignore. Dakota Johnson as Sam Heughan's bride wasn't just a headline. It was a scandal, a revelation that left fans speechless, divided, and, in many cases, furious. For Sam, what should have been the happiest announcement of his life had become a firestorm of criticism. And for Hollywood, it was the latest proof that no secret stays buried forever. The storm did not fade, it grew louder. The moment Dakota Johnson's identity as Sam Heughan's bride became public, the narrative shifted from disbelief to outrage. What should have been a celebration of love spiraled into a full-blown Hollywood scandal that neither Sam nor Dakota could have anticipated. The hashtags told the story best. #SamBlasted, #DakotaBride, and #Outlander Meltdown trended globally. Fans who once cheered Sam's every move suddenly turned critical. Their anger wasn't simply about the wedding. It was about the fantasy they felt had been taken from them. For nearly a decade, Sam had built a persona as the private but approachable leading man, a blank canvas onto which fans projected their hopes. By revealing Dakota Johnson as his bride, he had disrupted that fantasy with a reality too unexpected for many to accept. The backlash unfolded in waves. The first came from diehard Outlander fans who had long shipped Sam and Katrina Balfe. For them, the reveal was a devastating blow. Online forums filled with emotional posts. All these years of chemistry, and now this? Dakota Johnson? It feels wrong. Others accused Sam of betraying Katrina, or at least betraying the illusion of their perfect bond. Even though Katrina is happily married in real life, her name was thrust into the firestorm as tabloids speculated on her reaction. Headlines screamed, "Katrina's silence stuns fans," and "Did Balfe know all along?" Paparazzi followed her every step, hoping for a photo or soundbite. At a film premiere, her polite smile was interpreted a dozen different ways. Some fans swore she looked heartbroken, while others claimed she seemed relieved. In reality, Katrina said nothing, but the absence of her voice only made the speculation louder. Meanwhile, Dakota Johnson found herself in the crosshairs. Though she had done nothing wrong, critics dredged up her Hollywood lineage, her past romances, and her role in 50 Shades of Grey to argue she wasn't the right match for Sam. Some fans accused her of being too much a part of Hollywood's elite, a sharp contrast to the grounded, reserved persona Sam had cultivated. Others claimed she was overshadowing him, turning what could have been a quiet Scottish fairy tale into another glossy Hollywood headline. The scrutiny was brutal, with tabloids painting her as both femme fatale and opportunist. Hollywood insiders piled on. Commentators questioned whether Sam's career might suffer from the fallout. "He's built his image on mystery and accessibility," one analyst noted. Now, not only is that mystery gone, but fans feel tricked. That's a dangerous place for an actor whose brand depends on loyalty. Even his side projects, his whiskey brand, his books, and his stage performances, weren't immune. Social media accounts promoting his ventures were flooded with angry comments, ranging from disappointment to calls for boycotts. The backlash also highlighted the darker side of fandom. While some fans expressed genuine heartbreak, others crossed the line into vitriol, posting cruel comments directed at both Sam and Dakota. The criticism painted Sam as dishonest and Dakota as undeserving, creating a toxic swirl of resentment that overshadowed what should have been joyous news. Yet not everyone was against them. A smaller but vocal group of supporters emerged, defending Sam's right to privacy and celebrating his decision to reveal his bride on his own terms. "He owes us nothing," one fan wrote. "We should be happy he's found love." These defenders argued that the backlash said more about fandom entitlement than about Sam himself. But their voices were often drowned out by the louder chorus of outrage. Through it all, Sam remained silent. No clarifying statements, no heartfelt Instagram posts, no interviews explaining his choice. His silence, once a shield, now became a weapon used against him. Critics accused him of arrogance, of refusing to engage with fans who felt betrayed. Supporters insisted he was taking the high road, refusing to feed the scandal. Either way, his refusal to comment allowed the backlash to fester. By the end of the week, what should have been a fairy tale announcement had become a case study in celebrity backlash. The reveal of Dakota Johnson as Sam's bride hadn't just left fans speechless. It had ignited a storm that questioned his authenticity, his career, and even the foundation of the fandom that had carried him for over a decade. The big question now is whether Sam and Dakota can weather the storm. Will fans eventually accept the pairing, or will the backlash linger, staining Sam's reputation for years to come? Hollywood has a way of forgiving, but fans, once they feel betrayed, rarely forget. And as hashtags continue to trend and speculation rages on, one thing is certain. Sam Heughan's wedding is no longer just about love. It's about loyalty, image, and the fragile bond between celebrity and fandom.